What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation back again with another video, and I am super excited because today I'm going to give you 3 simple steps to financial freedom. This is one of those things, man, where when I was younger, I didn't know I was going to be able to afford a car like this one day. Let me back up. I didn't know I was going to be able to get a car like this one day. I had hopes and aspirations of just being able to take care of myself and not worry about money. But, as I got older, I got to working. I got to seeing other people living out their dreams. And I said, you know what? I don't want to live a normal life. I want to be able to achieve some of the things in my dreams. So I got to figure out how to do that. All right, let's get right into it. Okay, number one, first thing you have to do is, yes, you got to generate revenue. You got to generate revenue. And if you want financial freedom, it's not going to be as simple as a regular job and you save a few bucks and you keep working a regular job. No. You're going to probably have to work a first job, maybe a second job, and have some investments working for you on the side. Better than anything, my recommendation is to start a business. And maybe it's a side business. First, you have your full-time 40-hour-a-week job, and then you start a side business. And that side business becomes your main business, and you generate some significant revenue. You save the money, and you invest it, and you get that investment working for you. You got to have an engine that's generating income and revenue. And when we start talking about financial freedom, you want that revenue to be going whether or not you are there working it or you're not. Maybe you're on vacation. You want that revenue to still keep coming in. So that goes to step number 2. And I'll circle back to step number 1 because, to be honest, step number 1 is the most important step, because if you don't have any money saved up and you don't have any money working for you, then none of this stuff can work. You can't have financial freedom without any money. All right. So step number 1 is you got to generate income. You got to save it, and you got to get it to start working for you. All right. And we'll circle back to that because that's the most important part. Step number 2 is you got to build a team, and that team can be people that work not necessarily for you, but maybe they're service providers, and those service providers can invest your money, for example. So you may have a team of financial advisors. You may have a team of an investment team. You may have, like in my case, have a team of people that actually run my business when I'm not in town. So you got to have a team. All right, so step number 2 is you got to have a team, because if you want to be financially free, that means or implies that you're not going to be working every day. So who's going to do the work? Your team. So if you have a business, you got to have a team that runs your business, and especially someone that can replace some of the things that you can do so that you can be free. If you don't have a business, let's say you have saved up money and you're ready to start investing that money, then you have to have a team of people that can work with your money to invest it properly. So you might have real estate investments. You might actually have stock investments. You might have investments in businesses. You need a team of people that are running those businesses, or they maybe a financial advisor, folks that manage your money. That's a team. Or if it's in real estate, maybe a team that handles your real estate investments, does the work. So for example, I always like to use myself as an example. Like when I'm in Colombia, right? I can't be here, but I have most of my real estate investments here in Ohio, in the United States. When I'm out of town, I have a person I have a team of people that work on my properties. I have a property manager. I have people that do repairs, handyman type stuff. I have people that do basements. I have a team. So, of course, I can't do everything. So I got to have a team in order for me to be financially free. Third thing you got to do, and this is tied to your team, but the third thing you got to do, you really want to be financially free. You get those things firing on all cylinders. You got your money coming in, right? You're ready to invest your money, put your money to work. You get your team together to take that money and make it go to work. Number 3 is you got to scale. Now, scale for some people is a scary word. Like for me, I'll be honest, the idea of scaling my business and having more people work in it and having a bigger business, I never really liked the idea of being I never had ambition to be somebody that has a big giant business with 100 people working for me. That sounds like a headache to me. So I never was big on scaling from a people perspective. But sometimes you can scale your business and it's not just people, but it's just the amount of revenue that you generate. And sometimes it requires people and sometimes it doesn't. So let me give you an example. When you're working with something that's a service, like like software or like an online course, for example. With an online course, I can scale up my marketing, but I don't necessarily have to scale up the number of people to support it. But I can scale up the marketing, get more sales for my online course, but I don't necessarily need more support people to support the online course. All right, so that's one example. However, depending on your business that you have going or the investments that you have going on, it might require you to scale up in people. Let's say you've got, instead of 2 projects going on, you got 10 projects going on. So instead of 20 people working on the 2 projects, you might have to have 30 people working on 10 projects, for example. So the third key component to financial freedom is scaling. And it doesn't always mean scaling people. So if you hear the word scaling, that basically means multiplying wherever you are now and multiplying it to a level to where you can be financially free. So for example, if right now you're making $100,000 a year off of your investments or your businesses and you need $250,000 a year, then that means you need to scale 2.5 times your current business or your current revenue. You got to scale it up. So that's entirely doable. But let's circle back to number 1, because I know that's the biggest challenge people have is, how do I make enough money to be financially free? And I'm going to tell you, if you don't know how to do anything where you can get paid a lot of money to do something, then you need to start right there or stop right there and figure out what you can do or what you would like to do that can pay you a good amount of money. So for example, a high-paying skill, right? You probably, if you've watched any of my videos, that's a recurring theme. You got to have a high-paying skill, something that maximizes your time, the time that you put in, and how much money you get paid for that time that you put in, so that you can not only take care of yourself and your expenses, but you can also save some money at the same time. So you got to have a high-paying skill. There's lots. I could do a whole nother video on ideas for things that you can do to earn a lot of money. Me, in my case, if you want to know what I did, I learned software engineering. I went to college for 4 years to become a software engineer, and I worked my way up in corporate America until I was making about $85,000, $90,000 a year. And I started a business on the side, and with that skill, and then that business started making more than what I was making in that day job. So I had a high paying skill. So that's the first thing you got to do, is stop where you're at, assess yourself, think about what you're good at, think about what you like to do. If you can marry those two things into a skill, then that's the ideal scenario. But sometimes it might be doing something that you're good at, but maybe you don't like to do it. I mean, I do that every day. Like in my main job, I run a business. There's parts of this business that are not my favorite thing to do. But if I don't do it, I can find somebody else to do it. And that's part of scaling. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. So now I have a team of about 18, 17 people, something like that. So I'm in that scaling phase right now. A lot of people think because I have like a Ferrari and a Lamborghini that I'm financially free. And I would say no, not quite. Not quite, because there's other things that I want to do and want to achieve and get in life. And they require more money, a little bit more effort. So I'm still working, I'm still in the grind. So yeah. So talking about that first step, because I almost got broke. That first step, man, is the most important thing. Is having a high paying skill so you can make enough money to live off of and save money to then be able to invest one way or another, whether it's investing in business, investing in the market, investing in real estate. You've got to get that money working for you and have a team to help you do that. And number 3, scale it to a level that meets your lifestyle that you want to live and be financially free. But you got to have that team. You got to have that revenue coming in. Then you got to scale. There it is. Simple. All right. Y'all want to see the Ferrari now? All right. So this is the Ferrari F8 Tributo. Currently for sale. But we're taking this thing out tomorrow to talk to some kids at one of the career centers here. It's like a high school career center here in Columbus, Ohio. And should be a nice event, so stay tuned for that video. I'm going to take the Ferrari out. Got a couple buddies coming through with their Lambos and Hellcats and all that kind of stuff. I'll probably bring my Hellcat as well, the Red Eye, maybe the RS3. But this is one of those things, man, where when I was younger, I didn't know I was going to be able to afford a car like this one day. Oh, let me back up. I didn't know I was going to be able to get a car like this one day. I had hopes and aspirations of just being able to take care of myself and not worry about money. But, as I got older, I got to working. I got to seeing other people living out their dreams. And I said, you know what? I don't want to live a normal life. I want to be able to achieve some of the things in my dreams. So I got to figure out how to do that. And I was probably, how old was I? I was probably like, I was in my 20s. I was probably like 25 years old when all of this stuff started clicking in my head that, I can be an entrepreneur. I can build on my skill set. I can learn some new things. The internet was getting hot. I was like, I can build something on the internet and then one day be able to afford something like a Ferrari F8 Tributo. I think the car is locked. Yeah, the car's locked. But I don't know. You guys want to see the interior of it? Let's open it up. I got the keys. Let me open it up for you guys. Go follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That's the F8 Tributo, the blue stitching. There it is, carbon fiber interior bits. Tributo on the screen. Yellow dial. It's a real fast car too. Ferrari. It's a real crazy fast car, man. So I guess the message of this video is you can achieve financial freedom, but you got to follow these steps. It's not, the steps are simple, but the whole process of doing the steps right to really get there is not, I'm not going to say it's a simple process. It can be a lot of hard work. But if you follow that process, if you do follow it, it could take you years, but eventually you can achieve financial freedom and, you know, meet the goals and things in your lifetime. So shout out to my neighbors. They actually bought that house off of me. Good neighbors too. So there it is, folks.
It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm here to tell you guys to go to Wheel Motivation. The exotic cars is crazy. I've been watching this show for a little while now and it's growing. But we need everybody else to subscribe to Wheel Motivation and support Will. I'm supporting them. You do the same.